Whew. Actually, it's a little chilly out here. Hold on. Get a little extra heat out here. Hoo-wee. All right. Day number 1 of divisional round weekend is in the books. Kansas City has to worry about how bad is Pat Mahomes' leg. Man, that was scary. I don't know how bad it is. Probably be sore tomorrow. I'm sure he got shot up with Tanadol and feel some pain to get out there. But even with that, he could not put a whole lot on there. That truly hurt them. And then there was the Eagles and the Giants. Oh, my God. You know what? I'm going to say a couple things. Let me say, Cop Pizzle and I have had a few differences, just like any friends or family members and things. But I have to say, I respect Cop Pizzle for going through and being there for that whole live stream and taking his medicine. Literally, there was no hope in that game. From the time the Giants went for it on 4th down and 8 or 4th down and 6, that game was over. That was literally the finish him blow. There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing they could do after that point. And it was just ugly. And you could see the Eagles were just a better team there. And so let me say, for Pizzle, you know what? I don't know that anybody saw them making the playoffs, winning their first game in the fashion that they did, and making a divisional round. So you got nothing to be embarrassed about. It's not like you were, say the Commanders, it didn't even make the playoffs. The Eagles, they were a well-oiled machine. There were questions out there about Lane Johnson and his torn abdominal muscle, Jalen Hurts and his shoulder. But they took care of business. Hurts didn't have a lot of yards passing that game, but when he did, he was efficient. When he ran the ball, you could see he was making sure he didn't take shots on that shoulder, and they took care of business. They were truly the better team tonight. They literally just destroyed the Giants. But I'm also going to say, I'm sorry, Nick Sirianni is a punk. He just is. He is, the fact that, okay, understand the players, you have the 3 yards, that wide white strip that's on the field. That's supposed to be the coach's box. The players are supposed to be behind that white line. That coach's box, I believe, goes down from the 30 to the 30. Okay? That's as far as you're supposed to go. Nick Sirianni's down on the 5-yard line, down there, where they're trying to go for 2 up 27-0. And the officials say, get back, you're not supposed to be down here. And he's just basically, starts cussing at them. I know where I'm supposed to. No, you don't. No, you don't. Sorry, you're just a little punk. Okay? When you were wearing the Beat Dallas shirt and the way you were, laughing it up when you beat Cooper Rush and stuff, but then you got a slice of humble pie when the Cowboys beat you. I hate that shit. Showboating, front running. It's one of the things I hate about Sean McVay. They're great guys. Now, don't get me wrong. They are incredible coaches. They are great motivators. They have won. I just don't like that showboating, that front running and in your face bullshit. But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe it's because I'm older. But here's the thing that's interesting, because as we sit here on the eve of the Cowboys versus the 49ers, it's well after 11 o'clock right now. I should be sleepy because I've been going all day, working in the shop, getting things ready for tomorrow and stuff, and live streaming these 2 games, but I'm wide awake. And I feel like a kid at Christmas. and probably won't sleep much. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. So I put the poll up about live streaming the countdown clock. So right now, as we speak right now, I have the stream going with the camera on Jobu and the clock. So as I wake up in the middle of the night, or if I can't sleep, I can comment and talk to everybody else and so on. And you guys can do the same. I don't know if anybody will watch it or not, but you know, if you're awake and you want to comment, leave a comment. Put how you feel. If you can't sleep, if you're excited, if you think we're going to win, if you think we're going to lose, just leave a comment and stuff like that. Just, you know, say, hey, good luck, Cowboys, whatever. Check and make sure that, you know, some people say my house is haunted and things. You know, see if Joe Boo dances around when nobody's looking or something. But the funny thing is, you know, Colin Cowherd, last week Dak Prescott had an incredible game. Dak Prescott haters, you know, you have to admit that game was a good game. 4 TD passes, a rushing TD, a 146 rating. You know, it was a great game. You look at, yeah, I know Dak Prescott's had the interceptions and stuff, but, you know, the team won 12 games. I know Cooper Rush won 4 of them. But to average 32 points a game in the NFL, going against teams that were in the playoffs, good teams. And I don't care if you're playing, you know, some of the worst teams. If you average 32 points a game, you are doing something right in the NFL. When you have teams out there that are averaging 17, 18 points, you're getting 32, you've done some good things. And you can't turn around and say, well, it's just the great receivers that are throwing the ball. Oh, you can't say that. You got one great receiver, but he's not throwing the ball to himself. But it's funny because Colin Cowherd with Trevor Lawrence talked about, oh my God, Trevor Lawrence is so great. He's great. I got to put him ahead of Dak Prescott. What was Trevor Lawrence like today in Kansas City? He had 3 interceptions that should have been interceptions that were literally in the guy's hands. Team couldn't get anything going. They had opportunities because Pat Mahomes was injured. Their defense was doing good things. Trevor Lawrence and the offense couldn't show up. But we'd heard, oh, Trevor Lawrence. And Jimmy McIntyre was like, did you see the picks? Oh, but the second half, he was incredible. He's better than Dak Prescott. And then we got Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, better than Dak Prescott. The performance against the Minnesota Vikings. Hey, Colin, they were the 30th ranked defense in the NFL. 30th. Daniel Jones has arrived. He's better than Dak Prescott. Do you understand that that was the kiss of death for both of those guys? They looked like ass. Both of them. So, we sit here with this team that is not responsible for anything that these other teams did since the 90s. Now, I've been listening to the talking heads, and I've been taking things the wrong way. Because the talking heads have been saying, oh, well, the Cowboys, you know, they haven't done, you know, they haven't done back-to-back winning, 12-win seasons since 90 such and such. They haven't won a road playoff game since 93. They keep finding things that the Cowboys haven't done to try and piss us off and say we're a failure. That's what they're trying to do. They want to point out the things that we haven't done in the last 27 years, plus to try and make us look bad. But the reality is this 2022 team, they're making look good because of what they're trying to do to throw shade on them. Do you understand? Because when they tell you Cowboys haven't had back-to-back winning, 12-win seasons since the 90s. So you're saying that this team is like that 90s team? So when you say they haven't been to back-to-back playoffs since the 2007 season, right? So you're saying that we're one of the better teams since the 90s that went to back-to-back playoffs? When you say they haven't won a road playoff game since 93, then you're saying that this team is like those 90s teams? When you say that Dak Prescott now joins Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman as the only quarterbacks of the Dallas Cowboys that threw 4 touchdown passes in a playoff game, you're saying that Dak Prescott is doing things like Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman? See, that's the thing. I took it the wrong way. They keep finding all these things they say that we haven't done since then, but we're doing them now, which means maybe this team is good. Maybe we're beginning to get on the cusp of the 90s team. Don't you see it? When they keep pointing out things we haven't done in 27 years, and we're doing them now, they're making the case that we're a good team. Maybe I'm crazy. Call him a crazy Joe. Actually, it was Crazy Mark. Shout out to Morgan Freeman. Crazy Joe. But I'm excited about tomorrow, but I don't think I'm as nervous as I was last week. I'm proud of my Dallas Cowboys. I'm proud of the season that they had, that they are where nobody thought they would be. That all of those chips that are on the shoulders that the talking heads out there put, as Dak Prescott said, keep talking, I'll see you guys again. They've been backing their shit up. And last year, San Francisco came in there with an attitude, and they bitch slapped us. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to come back tomorrow, and I think they're going to bitch slap in return. Listening to Micah Parsons and Dak both say they wanted San Francisco, I mean, really, what are you going to say? Oh, my God, we're scared. We don't want to play San Francisco. I mean, of course you're going to say that. You're going to say that because that's what you got to say. But I think they truly do want to get San Francisco. They want to get payback. They want to shut up the distractors. And I can't wait for tomorrow. So that's where we are. Congratulations, Eagles, for making it to the NFC Championship game. You're not one and done. You looked good. And you deserve it. You guys played well. So we're going to end this. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to take me a nice hot shower. I'm going to go to bed and try and sleep. But yeah, I will. You'll probably see me on that live stream. But to remember, just remember, tell the people you love them. Because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll be here tomorrow to see my Cowboys take on the San Francisco 49ers. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.